So Mikey Carricker of the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights, your winner of the longest field goal competition. Carricker going to be the starting kicker his freshman season, so that will bring it into our pregame festivities. Skylar Davis of Chuckey-Doak. Mikey Carricker of Chuckey-Doak wins the fastest back, the longest field goal. Landon Buchanan for Hampton wins the fastest lineman under 250. Kenneth DeBoard of West Greene takes the crown for the fastest over 250 pounds. Trent Haynes for South Greene wins the furthest throw at the running back position. Guys, we've got a few more minutes, and we've got football in Northeast Tennessee. We'll take a break. Coming up in the first quarter, it's West Greene and it's Hampton. This is the Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles!
Hey folks, it's Gateway Ford in Greenville. Right now, everyone gets Ford employee pricing. The same deal Ford employees get. No games, no negotiation. Save maximum green in Greenville today at Gateway Ford on Highway 11 East or at gatewayfordgreenville.com. Save some green in Greenville at Gateway Nissan, carrying on a 55-year tradition of doing business your way. Save thousands on Sentra, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Take the short drive to Gateway Nissan in Greenville or online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your need. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hello and welcome back from Rebel Hill and South Greene High School. Our pregame over, and we are back to the action here from Rebel Hill. A action-packed, jam-packed Rebel Hill as well. Whole lot of Carter County and Greene County represented out here on a Friday night, guys. I'm just ready to, I guess, flip that coin if we do that during Jamborees and get this thing underway.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they do. The referees have had some scrimmages that we got to do. I've never got to be a part of a officiating crew for a jamboree, so I'm not sure how that layout is. But either way, you're going to see the ball in the air, you're going to see the ball on the ground, and you're going to see pads hitting pads. And I think that's what we're most excited for. We've had a ton of months waiting for it to be back, and we're almost here.
Derek, I think you have a scrimmage, and you're grateful for those scrimmages, those 7-on-7s, but there's nothing quite like a jamboree. It's like the ultimate signifier. Like, this thing is really about to get started. We're 7.5 minutes away from getting underway here in this 2026 season. I see the Jamboree as that ignition switch that starts off a 12-week stretch of just pure joy.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Obviously, you're not going to see the full team's playbook because they only get a quarter in it. They don't want to script everything because they don't want to show – because the Greene County players and the Carter County players, they play each other. They don't want to show the whole playbook. But they're going to come out here and show a little bit of stuff, get some of the young guys involved, but also get your starting 11 involved. Get them a little bit comfortable with playing in the games. Like I said earlier, practice and games are 2 completely different things. So you want to see how the players come out here and perform in that 1 quarter of play, so that way they're completely ready for week 1.
And, you know, I'm not speculating here, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention all 3 of these Carter County representatives are from Region 1 Single A, Chris. And I'd be remiss if I wouldn't be Eric Tilson on a Friday night or a Saturday morning saying, hey, Coach, send me that film from last night, right? And I'd be surprised if he wasn't here watching this game right now, head coach of the North Greene Fighting Huskies.
Yeah, I'd say he's got him or one of his staff somewhere probably looming around to see a little bit going on.
Maybe a GA.
Oh, yeah.
Derek, we're just about ready to get underway. We were talking a little bit soccer there during the field goal. Apologies for dropping out due to the connection issues there, but we're back. We're ready to go. We have a little bit of nightmare when we talk about connection here at Top Rebel Hill because that happened to us last year at the end of the season with that power outage for those of you remember during that South Greene and Happy Valley game. Let's talk a little bit of this West Greene team, though. They're in that 4-team region. We can congratulate them now. They have made the playoffs, but I think Coach Caleb Slover in his first year is already sick and tired of hearing that drawn-out spell. It's a team who he said can win, and they can win right now. He's not afraid of saying, hey, we want to fight for that 1 seed. What's in store for this West Greene Buffaloes team heading into the season?
Yeah, just watching over the coaches show, which you can find on Green Sports Zone's web pages. Coach Slover clearly is not happy with just a playoff spot. He wants to be the best team in his conference. That's exactly what his mindset is, and that's what he's trying to push into the mindset of these West Greene players. Obviously, West Greene last year didn't go the way they wanted it to go. It's a brand new season, brand new team, brand new coach, and it looks like they're buying in very well. It's a great start. I'm excited to see how they're going to come out here in this opening quarter.
And West Greene certainly took their lumps last year, Chris. We were at several of those games. Just seemed like a team that couldn't score. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they didn't score enough. They didn't score as often as they needed to. A defense that showed some flashes, a running back room that I think really stepped up to the challenge a couple of weeks in that season. But what does this team really need to change in 2026 that was lacking for them a season ago?
Yeah, I think, like you said, we were at a couple of those games, and I think they had moments of light. They just couldn't get it finished. They would move down the field a little bit, but they couldn't get in the end zone. And so it's just forgetting about that season. Coach Slover has come in. He's building a whole new culture. So you forget about last year's culture. You know you've got some from last year's team. You got to just forget about it. Look to the future. We look at Coach Slover, who has taken 5A and 6A schools to some big wins, and so he knows how to get it done at a bigger level. So you take those players and you just put them at that standard. And it's going to take a while to get there, but if you reach for the sky there, I think you will slowly build it up. I think you'll see them. Maybe they bought into the culture, but they've still got some plays to figure out. I think they're going to figure that out early in the season. You talk about they're already interlocked as a team in week 0. To see where they're going to be at week 10, week 11, I can't wait to see how this team comes together and continues to grow on the field.
Got about 50 seconds until we go to break. Derek, let's start with you. What team are you most excited for watching tonight and why?
Definitely Chuckey-Doak because we get to see all the returning talent, but also South Greene as well. I'm kind of torn between the two. South Greene because they have a lot of new faces, but they also have old faces. How are they going to mesh together? But for Chuckey-Doak also, they got a lot of returning product coming in. How well have they progressed throughout the summer, just like Coach Kaler said?
Chris, who are you most excited for?
For me, it's West Greene. I love Coach Slover. To watch him take his son to almost 6,000 passing yards in 4 years. He can throw the ball. He knows how to teach the kids to throw the ball. I'm excited to see him change that run-style offense into a passing offense and see how they adapt to it.
We're just about ready to see that West Greene Buffaloes team. First quarter of West Greene and Hampton is just about underway. We'll take a break. Coming up in 2 minutes, the first quarter of the Greene County and Carter County Jamboree. It all starts right after this from First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
Here at Smoothie King, we're ready to help you rule the day. Our smoothie specialists get you exactly what you need to get you moving. Every smoothie is made fresh right in front of you. Real fruit, real fuel, no shortcuts. And it's not just smoothies. From signature toast to loaded bowls, there's a menu built to keep up with you. Whatever your day calls for, Smoothie King has it, and the value to match, right here in Greenville.
Your project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman-Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman-Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Hello, welcome back, and welcome in atop Rebel Hill on a partly cloudy, sky-filled Friday night. Hope you're enjoying the end of your work week. Along with Chris Sauceman, Derek Tarleton, Tyler Nichols, and Scott Anthony, I'm Matthew Palazzo saying hello and welcome in. Let's begin here in 2026, the ultimate season, I think, the football season, right? Greene County always going to circle that as the great initiator as you start a school year. Well, here we are a week into the school year, and we've got football on our hands here. Live from Greene County, it's the Greene County-Carter County Jamboree. First quarter pits West Greene and Hampton against each other. Boys, I am excited, I am thrilled, and ultimately those two adjectives doesn't even begin to cover it because we've got football.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I think football is the most talked about sport in East Tennessee. Even in the spring, you hear it talked about. And now, it's not the same, but flag football is coming up really big in high school sports, and that takes a hold in the spring. So football is trying to get all year round, and I think Tennessee football is the most talked about thing in all of sports. It comes down to the high school level just as much as it does the college level.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I think, like you said, football starts the school year, which is kind of down for some people. Some people don't like school that much, but for football, man, Friday night's just completely different in the fall. You get to sit here on a Friday night, watch a great high school football game, and then you get to, kind of wake up on a Saturday, watch college, wake up on Sunday and watch NFL. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
The West Greene Buffaloes have been the talk of the county throughout the offseason, bringing in first-year head coach Caleb Slover, a team that went 1-10 a season ago. They were held to 10 or less points in 7 games. Pass-happy offense in this new regime, certainly going to look to put some more points on the scoreboard. Chris, a program that just looks different. They have a different feel about them. We'll get a little bit better of a feel after this first quarter against the Hampton Bulldogs and perennial power in Class Single A.
Yeah, I know it's a new season, but last year they almost looked intimidated when they walked out on the field, and maybe that come from struggling to score or whatever that might be, but they look excited. It's a new year, a new them. They look fresh. The jerseys look fresh on them. A new offense, a new coach. They're excited. I can see it in just the way they practice. You talked about when you went by in their practices, seeing them together. They're excited to be out here on the field.
Our captains for tonight for the West Greene Buffaloes, it will be Sean Bailey, Tristan Banks, and Jaden Holt, the 3 seniors meeting at midfield with the 2 senior representatives for Hampton. That's Caden Jones, and that will be the quarterback Bryson Blevins. Wherever you are, from Greene County to Carter County, let us all come together and unite over the sole fact that we've got football, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I just love the football weather. I love the football fans, how energetic they get, how it just draws people together no matter what you have going on during the day. You can come on a Friday night, maybe a Thursday night, and support your boys in a football game.
West Greene, the home team on the scoreboard, I presume. They will wear the navy blue jerseys with the gold numbers and lettering, the white trim, the white pants, and the white Guardian caps on the lids. The Hampton Bulldogs from Carter County in the white jerseys, navy blue numerals and numbers, the navy blue pants and navy blue lids, as the Bulldogs will win the coin toss. So we have our answer, Chris Sauceman. We do coin tosses during the Jamboree. The Bulldogs will elect to receive, and they will take it left to right for the first drive of high school football on these Greene Sports Zone channels in 2026.
Well, you think about the coin toss. When you come to the Jamboree, you might only play a quarter or a couple downs, but you want it to feel as real as possible. You want to get those live reps. So you might as well start all the way from the coaches meeting 20 minutes before the pregame, all the way up to that coin toss, all the way up to that first snap of the game.
We were hoping to talk with some head coaches and maybe a player or two from each team throughout our broadcast here tonight. We'll keep you updated on that front. I know South Greene plays in the third quarter. No, Coach Sean Jones is busy, so we might not be able to talk to him. But if he is coming up here, it'll be during this first quarter, so we will indeed see on that front. The Hampton Bulldogs will take over from their own 30-yard line. No kickoff, and thus, Chris and I know anyway. West Greene will come out on the defensive front. New look defense for this Buffalo side. Less concerned with the statistics from today, Chris. More so concerned about who's making these plays and how they look just moving around overall. Straight eye for the Hampton Bulldogs, and it's a dive play to the right, and he is met in that B gap. What an incredible stop here for the West Greene Buffaloes as Kyler Patterson, a guy that you were talking about, Derek, in the pregame, comes in and shoots that gap. They call him Kilo Patterson. I think that's what I'm going to refer to him most often as here this season.
Yeah, you talked about less stats. As we're having a couple clock issues, and that's some of the talk about the Jamboree is you get an opportunity to key out mistakes, whether it's the players, the officials, or whatever it is. They're keying out those mistakes. But as you talked about, not worrying much about the stats and more of who's going to step up as a leader on the field. Between those numbers, between those hash marks, who's going to be the top dog? And I think Patterson's starting off early with a great tackle in the gap.
Kilo Patterson with the big stuff near the line of scrimmage. The Hampton Bulldogs with a 2nd and 9 from their own 31-yard line. The high school football season commences next week as we still start to handle these clock issues. Derek Tarleton, Chris Sauceman, Matthew Palazzo. High atop Rebel Hill here on a Friday night. Glad you could join us. For these officials, these clock operators, even these broadcasters, some say, you're going to use this Jamboree as a kind of a learning experience, as a trial run, if you will, before the real thing gets kicked off in a week. That week, by the way, week 1, where the West Greene Buffaloes will start at home against the Cosby Eagles, looking to enact revenge after a loss against that Eagle team a year ago. 34-7 loss against Cosby. I think a lot of people are circling that as a prove-it game for this West Greene team, who, if you remember, Chris, they were through like two and a half quarters against Cosby. They were in that game. They just fell apart late, but definitely within reach.
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, halftime was like 14-7. It was a close game, and then they kind of just ran out of juice. And I think that's something with Coach Slover that you're going to see is they're going to fight till that last whistle. Even if maybe they're struggling that game, you're going to see them give it all for 4 quarters.
The Bulldogs slide back into the shotgun. Twin receivers either side's an absolute gorgeous view atop this South Greene High School press box. Doubles for the Bulldogs on the right hash. A drop back pass from the quarterback, Bryson Blevins, surveying over the middle, and it is incomplete. Late pass breakup by the Buffs. Caden Archer had safety coming in for the backside. The former Morristown East Cyclone transfers into Mossheim and makes a play on his second play from scrimmage. The Hurricanes.
We're a Hurricane.
Why do I have this problem, Chris?
The Cyclones are the other orange team in Elizabethton. We're the Hurricane. But as you talked about, he got beat on that open post route, but he stayed with it, and he was able to disengage that ball out of his hands.
Hampton back to the bread and butter, middle of the field, I formation. 2 receivers out to the right. Blevins under center, reverses out. It's a off-tackle run to the right. Nice shifty run by Caden Jones. He's got a lot of green grass. Stiff arms Aiden Thompson, and he is still rumbling inside the 25 before he'll get gain tackled from behind by Sean Bailey and Tristan Banks. What a run there on 3rd and 9. That run that covers all but 47 yards from the initial line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what a run. Way to fight through the contact, a little stiff arm. Almost got taken down by the jersey. Was able to keep that balance, and that just kind of shows how athletic he was. Almost on 1 foot at one point, being able to fight through that. A big gain, and they're in the red zone.
So a 47-yard scamper for Caden Jones, and the Bulldogs have 1st and 10 from their opponent's 20-yard line, knocking out of the door for the red zone. 10.5 to play here this first quarter. Still scoreless between Hampton and West Greene. I remember a Bulldog team last season against North Greene who was strictly under center there with Jaden Kuhn at fullback. A little bit different look for them this year. Eli Tester, their starting fullback, to the left of Blevins here. He'll roll out to his left to pass, looking over the middle, drifting back. Some pursuants that are going to chase him out of bounds. That was Big Ken at the board. We saw him, fastest lineman, over 250 pounds, apply the bulk of that pressure and make Blevins scamper out of bounds to the left.
Yeah, he can move, but just showed how he could get out there and move, how Blevins could get around, and how they were kind of on the same page when the things didn't go right, but they were able to make a play out of nothing. One thing I want to note this year with the official side of it, the umpire is now not on the defensive side, but on the offensive side. That is to help protect the quarterbacks and try to keep them in a safer environment.
If you hadn't brought it up, I would have never guessed in a million years. Chris Sauceman, our official rules analyst for this 2026 season. Fullback dive for Eli Tester, and he will lunge past the line to gain inside the 10-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Bulldogs from the 7. A good first down run there by Tester. The Bulldogs using that big 3rd down conversion via the 47-yard gain by Caden Jones. Good two-man tandem there between Jones and Tester have worked them all the way now inside the 10-yard line.
We see Brody Lambert come in the backfield as we come in a I formation.
Yeah, those two fullbacks in front of the halfback. You don't see that very often. Old school style approach. Good job filling a hole there by Rylan Miller, the sophomore linebacker for the Tatanka. Good job wrapping up. Limiting damage, I should say. You look at those tackles for Hampton. I think that's where the bulk of this conversation came in for me. I wanted to see how this trench warfare looked because Coach Slover very vocal in the offseason about the improvements of his offensive and defensive lines. You're going to see Sean Bailey move around some on that defensive line. They're going to send him pressuring in off the edges, but I'm really excited to see a guy like Kenneth the Board. Obviously, you lose a really talented playmaker, all-county selection from a season ago at your defensive tackle position. So you're going to have to fill that, and it's going to be a big shoe to fill. Nice reverse for the Hampton Bulldogs, and they draw first blood. The end around, and it's 6-0 Hampton on the touchdown run by Anthony Orton.
Yeah, what a drive. You talk about they get stopped in the A-gap. They fight through the adversity, get a 47-yard run by Caden Jones, continue to just pound the ball in. You get the end around reverse on the left-hand side, and Hampton punches it in for 6.
You know, that's kind of the drive that you look back at losing guys like Damian Sentel and Peyton Hilton, those two stalwarts for you defensively, and you really want to see this defensive line improve this season. I think they're going to get there, but Hampton is probably about as tough of a team that you could go against here before the season can start as far as their run attack is going to test you. 6-0 Hampton here. 8:38 left in this first quarter. A read option play. Blevins takes it off the right edge and dives in head first, gets his helmet ripped off after the fact, but the 2-point try is good. It's Hampton 8, West Greene 0. We head to the next drive. The Buffaloes will have the ball first under first-year head coach Caleb Slover. This is the Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has been serving the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet fixes to major plumbing repiping, we have the expertise to get it done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect fit. Our technicians stand behind their work and leave your space spotless. Need a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Tusculum Body Shop has been serving Greene County since 1963, making them the area's oldest collision repair facility. As a local owned and operated business, they combine more than 100 years of experience with the latest repair technology and techniques to restore your vehicle with care and precision. Every repair is backed by limited lifetime warranty, and they work with all insurance companies as well as self-pay methods. Conveniently located at 392 South Roof Taylor Road between Highway 11E and Old Owner Highway in Greenville.
I can't hear.
First and 10 for the Buffaloes from their own 30-yard line. Hampton scores. The 2-point try is good. Looks like we'll have a flag here before the first play from scrimmage. And was this a delay of game, Chris, or do you think it was just encroachment?
I believe it was encroachment, but seeing the flag come from the back judge, watching the play clock, I believe it was a delay of game. Wow. That's what they're going with.
Well, you'll have to wait a little bit longer to see this new-look Buffalo offense under the, provision, the leadership of Coach Caleb Slover. Obviously, the offensive-minded guru with stops at Karnes High School, Cotton County, Morristown East High School.
Sweetwater.
Along the way, Sweetwater as well. Very highly anticipated return to Greene County, as he is a familiar native of Greene County, having played at Tusculum University. 4 down defensive lineman look for Hampton as the two linebackers simulate pressure. It's Aiden Thompson's first drop back to passes. He is looking for a man deep, and it's over and intercepted over the middle. Aiden Cordell, the Hampton Bulldogs from the safety position, plucks it out of the sky. A little miscommunication there between Aiden Thompson and the slot receiver. Just one play for the Buffaloes after the delay of game, and it's a costly mistake that gives it right back to that Bulldog offense.
Yeah, it's a mistake, but like we talked about, the Jamboree is where mistakes are made. We talk about Slover bringing in a whole new offense, being more spread, being more air raid than they're used to. You're used to running the ball 3 or 4 times and then passing when you have to. But why not try the passes now? Why not figure it out? What's going to work? And if it doesn't work, we can go back to some of that run game.
Absolutely, and I echo what you said as well. Listen, it's not the end of the world. This is the Jamboree. This is when we should be making our mistakes, right? We're not a finished product by any means just yet. I formation for the Bulldogs. Blevins going to fake a handoff to the left, roll out to the left. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and he'll hit the wheel and incomplete down the sideline. Thought he might have had a touchdown if he hits that post, but Anthony Orton was launched out of bounds as that one sailed overhead. Incomplete pass brings up second down.
It looks so far that Hampton's going to really kind of rely on Anthony Orton a little bit. We saw him get the first touchdown on the end around there for the first drive, going back to him with a back shoulder pass on the second drive early on. So that's a playmaker that we're going to watch for this quarter of football.
Just look at that size up front for Hampton. You saw how much time that Bryson Blevins had to throw right there as he goes back under center to the eye, spins out. It's a handoff off tackle to the left, bouncing around to the corner. It's Rylan Jones. He's got some more green grass, and he will truck a defender out of bounds. He's inside the 10. First and goal for the Bulldog offense.
Yeah, really good run there by Hampton. Saw him with the little stutter step. Sometimes the juke moves try to be too much. You take that one stutter hesitation, get your defender off speed, and continue to push up for more yards. Hampton already inside the 5, moving the ball at will essentially. But like you talked about, it goes to the battle of the trenches, and Hampton is such a bigger bodies on that front line, and that's going to attest to tonight's score so far.
Something I noticed, too, the blocking on the perimeter there. Both of those receivers laying excellent blocks. 26-yard run makes it first and goal from the 5. 7:58 to go, opening quarter of this Greene County, Carter County Jamboree. Back to spread for the Bulldogs as Blevins echoes some instructions at the line of scrimmage, sends the H-back in motion from left to right, surveying the field. It's a quick snap and a pass to the right side, sliding in with a touchdown catch. Anthony Orton for the second time, a 5-yard touchdown pass thrown by Bryson Blevins, caught by Anthony Orton. It's a 2-touchdown lead for Hampton.
Laundry on the play. Looks like Orton got a little excited, scoring his second touchdown. Maybe a little excessive celebration.
Is this unsportsmanlike here? It's going to be assessed on the offensive drive for West Greene.
Yeah, I believe Orton just got a little excited there again.
I would too. You scored twice here to start your season. I'd be a little juiced up too, but you're right. You gotta button those things up. But again, that's what
it's the Jamboree's for.
7:54 left to go.
Happen.
This is kind of shocking to me, because I remember that North Greene game last year, and, of course, that's really our only reference point for Hampton. Apologies for those Carter County listeners back home, but a team that really only threw it a handful of times that North Greene game. I could probably count on one hand, maybe 2-3 passes in that game against the Huskies. They've come out, they've thrown it quite a bit, and if I remember correctly, they did quite a bit during last year's Jamboree as well, maybe working on some things that you're not typically going to see on a week-to-week basis.
Again, another penalty marker from the back judge, a delay of game on the 2-point conversion.
The introduction of that play clock and certainly the change of the play clock a few years back definitely made some adjustments to the way we ran some plays. Now, it's not going to affect a team like West Greene as much, but a slower paced offense like Hampton, I could definitely see where you might get more delay games than your opponents typically do. Going to back him up 5 yards here to attempt the 2-point try. 14-0 Hampton scoring on the Anthony Overton slant reception. Blevins drops back to pass again. He's got some pressure. He'll step up through the tackles.
Beautiful step
lunge
up
towards the end zone, and he's got 2. 16-0 Hampton converts and we've got another drive upcoming for the West Greene Buffaloes. 7:46 to go in the first quarter. Hampton takes a 2-touchdown lead.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
We have football in Northeast Tennessee, the Greene County, Carter County Jamboree. All Hampton so far this first quarter of action. A couple touchdowns by the Bulldogs. Sophomore Anthony Orton, a 7-yard touchdown scamper to begin, and then a 5-yard touchdown reception, and a couple of 2-point tries successful. Makes it 16-0 Bulldogs to this point. It was a one-play drive for the Buffs to start. It was an interception on their lone play. The sophomore quarterback, Aiden Thompson, looking to come out and take control here and really forget about that mistake, kind of put it in the rear view.
Yeah, and you see West Greene with the penalty assessed on this next drive. They get to start at the 45, see if they can move past midfield here.
Buff's going to have some heavy pressure. It's an inside handoff for Sean Bailey, who trucks the defender forward for a gain of 8. There is a marker near the line of scrimmage.
I did not see what the marker was for, but just to go back to Hampton, you kind of already seen a dynamic duo between Blevins and Orton, and Carter County fans maybe already knew about that dynamic duo, but we see a face mask penalty. A successful run, going to get another yardage tacked on it, going to give West Greene the first down, going to move them way past midfield and give them a really good opportunity to score.
You talk about costly mistakes for Hampton, 30 yards of penalties to the aid of West Greene in this current drive. Of course, the unsportsmanlike after the touchdown, and now the face mask that puts West Greene at the Hampton 32 with a fresh set of chains as well. Aiden Thompson awaits the sign from midfield. Caleb Slover throws it and said in that introductory coaches interview they had with our own Tyler Nichols, no stranger this team is going to be to 4 and 5 wide sets. It's a team that's going to run a lot of 11-10 personnel, so get used to that early on here. You've also got a guy in the slot like Tristan Banks who can play some running back for you, so might get some touches drawn up for him. Nice little stick concept as Banks catches it a step inside the hash, falls forward for a gain of 7 on the play to bring up 2nd and 3, but there is laundry on the field again.
You're going to see that quite often. A lot of younger guys, you talk about in the Jamboree, you let your younger guys play a little bit. You're just freshly coming off wanting to play in a new season. You're going to see some penalties come out, but I want to go back to that play right there. You go 4 wide, but you throw it short. That's something that Coach Slover's really been known for, is just because you're in 4 wide, you don't have to go deep. As we see another face mask penalty come out, Hampton just getting really excited, I guess going for the helmet, not meaning to, but you know, going 4 wide there, you don't always have to throw 15 yards down the field. You can throw that 3 or 4 yard pass and then let your receivers be that playmaker.
Well, then especially as we saw Hampton there, they blitz both inside backer, so you're going to have some space, especially where that is being vacated right there in the middle of the field. And that's where Banks catches that ball just on the inside of that hash. One of the main benefits of going spread out 4 or 5 wide is you spread your defense so far out, you make them play with a ton of grass in between them, and the West Greene Buffaloes take advantage there despite the pressure. 1st and 10 from the Hampton 12. Aiden Thompson sending 2 receivers out either side. Patterson and Banks is your slot backs. The one man to his right is Rylan Miller. Before the snap, we've got some more yellow markers.
False start.
And it will be a procedural penalty this time around. Up until that point, 45 penalty yards being assessed to Hampton on this current drive. This will be the 2nd penalty of the day for West Greene, as it will be their 2nd 5-yard pre-snap penalty that'll back them up to a 1st and 15.
And you talk about that play clock kind of giving some issues. Braxton Arnold for Hampton comes in, shows blitz. The left tackle tries to make known that the blitz is coming. They're trying to signal. Everybody gets thrown off a little off guard. You're running behind on the play clock. You got to snap it. Just not everybody set in time.
And a younger team, a younger quarterback, they're going to learn as the season progresses. That is for certain. It looks like another mistake here before the snap. Looks like it will be Kenneth DeBoard on the false start there pre-snap. So Well, it was a very advantageous situation for West Greene. 45 penalty yards, catapulting them so it seemed into the red zone. Now it's a 1st and 20, and you're outside the red zone thanks to your own mistakes.
Yeah, you definitely got to clean it up, and you got to take advantage of those penalties early on. If you're Hampton right now, you are taking advantage of pushing them back to give yourself a little more room in that red zone.
6.5 to go, the first down, and it's an inside handoff as Ryland Miller is gobbled up by a couple of Bulldog defenders. First to the wreckage, Landon Buchanan has the fastest back in our pregame festivities there from his middle linebacker post. I mean, look at that size up front, too, of the interior. I know they just had Dylan Campbell trot off the field, Hampton did. He's 6'6" and 345 pounds, and you've still got West Greene just outmanned and outsized. I think that just goes to show you how big, how formidable this Hampton team can be, especially in the ranks of 1A.
Well, and when you're known to punch the ball down your throat and run, you've got to have a big offensive line. I think they pride themselves in winning the trenches, and as Slover's attested, if you can win on the offensive line, you can put some points on the board.
Aiden Thompson with 3 receivers out to the right. Simulated pressure for the Bulldogs. He'll sprint out to his right. Passing completed. Thrown just a touch behind the sprinting Tristan Banks. It'll bring up 3rd and 20 from the Bulldog 23.
Yeah, definitely a spot we didn't expect West Greene to be here. Like you talked about, 45 yards worth of penalties, and now you're looking at 3rd and 20. I mean, not a spot you want to be in, but a learning opportunity. So, now you get to attest to a 3rd and long, maybe a 4th and long, and see how you're going to react to that. So maybe if that happens in the regular season, you've already had that come up in the Jamboree.
You were kind of already in a tough position with 1st and 10 from your 12 from the opponent's 12. Now you're 3rd and 20. I think the playbook just continues to get thinner. I definitely see this as 4-down territory there now. Whether you send the field goal unit out there or not, that's TBD. Thompson with the power off to the right side. He's following a lead blocker. Look at that jolt of energy from the sophomore quarterback. Gets half the distance needed back to the original line of scrimmage and falls down at the 12 to bring up 4th and interesting here from inside the 15.
I like how Thompson kind of just put his body on the line there. A young quarterback getting a little frustrated that you've gotten pushed back, but you're willing to just give everything you got to get those extra few yards. And just to test that, again, they're bought into the system. They want to win. They want to play to the best of their ability. And I think you see that culture change from last year into this year.
Well, they are going to keep the offense out on the field. 4th and 10 here from the Bulldog 12. Trips look to the left with Sean Bailey in a running back to Thompson's left. Bulldogs going to send 4 here. Thompson running off the left edge. He's got some room. Barrels over a Bulldog defender, but a couple yards shy of the marker. It'll be a turnover on downs, but a Buffalo offense that looked leagues better here in this second drive than they did in the first.
Yeah, finally able to move the ball a little bit. Started with the run game early on, able to open that pass game, but Thompson met by Hampton's Ryland Jones there for the 4th down stop, and we'll see Hampton with the ball back.
By far the most productive plays of the day so far for West Greene as they get carries of 10 and 8 yards from their sophomore signal caller, Aiden Thompson, a guy who's put so much onto his frame throughout the offseason, Chris, and he looked a lot better, a lot more physical that drive for the Tatanka.
Yeah, I think he really has come in prepared, and you talk about a sophomore signal caller, kind of reminds you of Chuckey-Doak's Kipton Ball from last year, really stepping up. Love to see what Aiden Thompson's going to be able to do this year.
Well, Bulldogs backed up on their own 5 here. Not a lot of space to maneuver, but they'll go back to the I formation. They'll go, you don't see this every day, but 22 personnel with 2 tight ends in the game. They'll hand it off to the halfback to the right side. It will bounce out to the right. He's got some space, and the face mask there late as Brody Lambert has the line to gain and a couple yards more as 2 flags fly in after the fact. And it looks like so many people are in on this offensive attack, this arsenal for Hampton. It's just evenly distributed. You never know any given play who's going to break off a big run. Face mask against the Buffaloes there at the tail end of the run.
It's probably the most face mask laundry calls I have ever seen in a football game. Just people getting excited, really trying to hit each other as hard as they can and get their hands, right where they shouldn't be.
A lot of penalties overall. Coming up, our second quarter of action, Chuckey-Doak takes on Unaka as the Greene County, Carter County Jamboree continues. His first quarter featuring Hampton and West Greene. The Bulldogs will send 3 receivers out, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. A couple tight ends there on the left side as Blevins drops back to pass, jukes the defender. He's got a man open, sprinting down the far sideline, reeling it in. It's Logan Hughes. Touchdown, no. He got tripped up before he could make his way inside the 10. A pass that covers 55 yards, and it's a first down for the Hampton Bulldogs. What a reception there by the junior wideout, Logan Hughes.
Yeah, what a way to make something out of that play. You roll left with Blevins. You have 2 guys blitzing on that side, and you stand like you're going to throw, and as soon as that defender crashes, you roll out, you get open. You make a beautiful deep bomb down the field. Hampton catches it way down the field. Hughes and gets right inside it looks to be the 15-yard line, and another great spot to score.
Back to the I formation. Again, I looked down. I just thought it was a touchdown because I looked up and I didn't see a single defensive back within 5-10 yards, but good heads-up play there by that last line of defense. Good bounce back here by the halfback, and he will be stopped right before he crosses the plane and then reach out a second
Touchdown.
effort. And Rylan Jones has a 15-yard touchdown run. The Bulldogs have its 3rd score of the quarter, and they take a 22-0 lead.
Bulldogs come in ready to play, look really solid. They look together as a team. Everything's kind of clicking. Your quarterback's, in rhythm. Your receivers have caught everything. I'm not sure they've dropped anything since the first pass of the game. Your offensive line, again, we attest that if you can block at the line of scrimmage, the rest of the team can come together.
One of my favorite exercises here in the preseason and really early on in the regular season is you see a team dominate another. Is this team bad or is that team just that good? I think this Hampton Bulldog team might just be that good. They have looked excellent so far in this quarter of play, and they'll tack it on. A 2-point try on the dive play by Eli Tester to make matters even more in their favor. 24-0. Hampton takes the lead over West Greene with 3:30 left to go in this first quarter.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference. At the Main Brand Hair Company,
We wrangle your tangles.
24-0. The Hampton Bulldogs have come to play here as they have been shot out of a cannon to begin this Greene County, Carter County Jamboree. Chris Sauceman, Derek Tarleton, Matthew Palazzo saying hello and welcome back from high atop Rebel Hill. 3.5 minutes until we see Chuckey-Doak and Unaka square off in that, or Chuckey-Doak and Cloudland, square off in that second quarter of tonight's events. As Hampton Bulldog team, Chris, has looked the part.
You talked about wondering which team's better, if the team's worse. I think back to that Hampton game last year that we were at North Greene. Everybody thought that was going to be a really good game, and Hampton come in and put almost 50 points on the board.
Good toss play here by the Buffaloes as they get some positive yardage on first down. A excellent effort by the second group offense here as Caden Archer lunges forward, the sophomore running back, transfer in from Morristown East, the Hurricanes, as we have found out here tonight. Good run there by a guy who's certainly going to have a big year in Mossine.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a big part to this offense, along with Thompson in the backfield. Being able to spread the defense out, but also being able to run and keep the defense on their toes.
Hey, to that point last season, Hampton went 9-2, Chris. They eventually bowed out in the first round of the single-A playoffs to Rockwood. That was a home playoff game, though, and that was a team that only lost 2 games all season long. 1 game against Happy Valley, 1 game against Rockwood. And keep in mind, Rockwood new to 1A last year, so that was a team that was playing in 2A just 2 seasons ago. So almost unblemished against single-A competition up until that first round.
Yeah, they were a tough team. They kind of made themselves known as the top dogs, and coming out early in the Jamboree looked to do the same thing.
got a backup quarterback in the game here for West Greene. It's Blake Arnott, the freshman at quarterback, to run with these second group players. And excellent effort there to get back to the marker and make it 1st and 10 here from the West Greene 40.
We just saw Ryland Jones for Hampton have to come out of the game. His knee pads not covering his knees. I talked about earlier the umpire going back to the backfield for safety reasons. Another thing that TSSAA is cracking down on, if your knees are not covered, you cannot play out on that field. Matthew, do you think they get soft out here sometimes with the padding?
Incredibly. I will hold my tongue because I said I'd be better here in 2026. But yes, I think that's. I'll just say this: I've never seen a kneecap injury in high school football. I've seen multiple head injuries, but I guess we'll let the guys continue to go unstrapped and mouthpieces out. I'm not sure if that's enforced or not. I'm just saying.
Mouthpieces is another thing that is trying to be enforced, is making sure they're always in.
Positive yardage makes it 2nd and 8 for the Buffalo second unit. 90 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. I'm excited to see this Chuckey-Doak team. I know that's who Derek said he was most excited to see. I think you're going to be surprised. I saw him last Friday in that scrimmage against a Cherokee team out of North Carolina. I think they're certainly going to turn some heads this season, pick up a few more wins than they did a year ago.
I saw them getting warm, stretching in the back of the left end zone over there. They looked like they were having a good time. Saw some guys dancing over there, so it looks like they're all connected as a team.
Well, it can mean one of two things.
Yeah.
You're not focused
Yeah.
or you are well connected.
That is true. There's two big outcomes that can come out to that.
I would like to lean on that second option. Hopefully that is the case. Shotgun look here for the Buffs. One of the final offensive plays we'll see here in this first quarter. 3rd and medium. It's an overthrow to the right side on the bubble screen, and that will stop the clock at 31 seconds, bring up 4th and 6 from the Buffalo 44.
We'll see West Greene go for this. I don't see a punting coming out for a Jamboree.
Yeah.
Slover being a more aggressive offensive-styled coach, you're going to see him go, even in the regular season, I think 4th and 5 unless he's backed up in his own end zone, you're going to see him go for it all the time.
Yeah, get these guys some work, get them some extra reps here. Certainly don't care as much about how the punt unit looks as much as you do getting some younger guys some reps, some guys that you might see throughout the course of the season. Like Caden Archer, who ends this Buffalo drive of offense. Turnover on downs for the second time as they end their offensive quarter. 2 turnovers on down and an interception. They've showed some flashes. Of course, that one drive helped mightily by the Hampton penalties, but a new-look Buffalo offense that moves the ball. They just couldn't capitalize later in drives.
Yeah, I liked where they were through a first quarter. Again, you're getting mistakes out of the way now. You're letting a freshman quarterback come in, get some reps later in the half, but curious to see what Hampton's going to do here, if they're just going to run the clock out here, maybe a run play or two, or if they're going to try to throw a deep ball and really see how far their offense can go.
It looks like the first unit is still out on the field. That might be the call here. This is a veteran Hampton Bulldog team. Looks like a lot of athletes all over the place. They'll go tunnel screen to the right, and an absolute wave of white jerseys going to pave the way for a excellent play from Caden Jones. He's got nobody to beat. Touchdown Bulldogs, touchdown Caden Jones. The Bulldogs poured on 30 points in the first quarter.
Well, it looks like that was not the final drive for West Greene. They're going to come out for potentially one more play here. But Hampton, I said, wonder what they're going to do. They didn't throw a deep ball. They did throw the ball. The athleticism from Caden Jones, who we saw with a 47-yard run earlier, breaking out into open space and scoring.
That entire right side of the offensive line as well. River Gill, Ethan Heaton, a 300-pounder and a 210-pounder, showing some giddy up there, paving the way for Jones. I mean, there was a lot of white jerseys out in space and a lot of blue jerseys covered up, let's just say that. Bulldogs going to attempt the two-point conversion again. 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Fade ball up to the left. Jump ball is brought in. Wow. Logan Hughes with his second impressive play of this first quarter. All Bulldogs after one, 32-0. Carter County looks to improve to 1-0 against Greene County on a Friday night. Not quite the opener that you expected or hoped for if you're a West Greene fan. 32-0, the Hampton Bulldogs take the lead. Carter County going to get the better of Greene County here to start off our night. Chris Sauceman. Hampton, a powerhouse in 1A for years. Not too long ago, they made the state championship final. A team that routinely wins 9-10 games a season. They're poised for another deep run in the postseason this year. Is a new look West Greene team, still learning under this first-year system of Coach Caleb Slover. It certainly showed here in this first quarter. Two programs kind of at opposite spectrums, at least here to start the year. Plenty of growth left, I think. Plenty of film to watch if you're West Greene.
Yeah, you've got a lot to learn from here. And you face a tough team early on, so when you face different competition later on, you've seen the best of the best early on. Like you talked about, Hampton, a very known powerhouse in 1A.
They'll get together, shake hands. That's the end of the first quarter. It's Hampton 32, West Greene 0. All Bulldogs from beginning to end. They dominate defensively. They dominate offensively as well, and they show how potent of an offensive attack they still have here in 2026. The second quarter is coming up. It's Chuckey-Doak and it's Cloudland, and it begins right after this from First Horizon, Green Sports Zone.
Hey folks, it's Gateway Ford in Greenville. Right now, everyone gets Ford employee pricing. The same deal Ford employees get. No games, no negotiation. Save maximum green in Greenville today at Gateway Ford on Highway 11 East or at gatewayfordgreenville.com. Save some green in Greenville at Gateway Nissan, carrying on a 55-year tradition of doing business your way. Save thousands on Sentra, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Take the short drive to Gateway Nissan in Greenville or online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your need. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Here at Smoothie King, we're ready to help you rule the day. Our smoothie specialists get you exactly what you need to get you moving. Every smoothie is made fresh right in front of you. Real fruit, real fuel, no shortcuts. And it's not just smoothies. From signature toast to loaded bowls, there's a menu built to keep up with you. Whatever your day calls for, Smoothie King has it, and the value to match, right here in Greenville.
Well, we played one quarter here from South Greene High School in Rebel Hill alongside Chris Sauceman, Derek Charlton, Matthew Palazzo saying hello and welcome back. The first quarter not very kind to the West Greene Buffaloes. It was a 32-0 score in favor of the team from Carter County. Chris, through one quarter, it's Carter County 1, Greene County 0. Derek Charlton, I want to invite you back into this conversation as well. A lot to take in that first quarter. What do you think under the first-year head coach Caleb Slover, West Greene Buffaloes?
Yeah, I think they had some promising moments. Definitely a lot to clean up, but that's what the Jamboree's for. Like Derek talked about earlier, you can practice all you want. You can get it all right in practice, but until you get out in those live reps versus a different defensive scheme, it's hard to see what you really have. And so while things may have worked in practice and then they don't go as well and planned here, you get a chance to reassess through the Jamboree. You don't have to wait till week one's film. You can see the film tonight. and then go back, reassess to some mistakes to be fixed.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And like you was saying, just little things. Like the first play they had for West Greene offensively, they tried to go a deep out route. They try to hit the corner, but unfortunately the wide receiver just wasn't turned around. That's an easy fix. Just say, hey, whenever the quarterback gets the ball, turn around and look at him because he's getting pressured. He needs to get rid of the ball maybe quicker than what you're planning for him to. But overall, obviously the scoreboard wasn't the way West Greene wanted it to be, but overall not a bad showing from West Greene. A lot of things you can fix, but hey, that's why we have these jamborees, so you can get those little tweaks fixed before the season starts.
Well, now the team, Derek, that you were most excited to see here tonight, the Cloudland Highlanders against the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights under fourth-year head coach Billy Kaler. Another season for him, another season where that youth can start to rise to the top, so to speak, and mature. Chris, team that we covered very closely last year, team that should be turning the corner here in 2026.
Yeah, I'm super excited to watch Chuckey-Doak. To think back last year, they come off a team that people didn't have a lot of high expectations for, as you talked, was a young team. What do? They come out and they start the season 3-0. They were a hot team to start off. We saw them struggle later on, but a team to look forward to. And then you looked at Cloudland from last year. They started off slow and then got going. So it's going to be nice to see what these teams have to offer early on.
And Derek, a team that you were very excited to watch coming into today. Again, what's that aspect of the game that you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking at the older players and how they mature throughout the summer and how they really bought into the new players coming in, players like Kipton Ball, players like Braden Greene. You don't have Dom Atchison or Dom Holland on the outside, so which wide receiver is going to step up and be your number one wide receiver? All that stuff we're about to figure out right now.
It's an excellent question indeed, and we're about to find out. Very big change of events here as we start the second quarter. Brody Myers will take the first snap at quarterback for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights. The freshman coming in, first action of real tackle football against a game situation opponent, right? As we start this second quarter. I'm not I was not expecting that at all, Chris. That kind of took me off guard to see Brody come out there. Kipton Ball's team throughout the offseason and the expected starter. Maybe just a wrench, maybe just a wrinkle, but Brody Myers is taking the first snaps of this drive. Avery Parkey is the younger quarterback as well, so it might just be the youngsters getting that first drive of the day as you see Parkey with an excellent run there on second down, a gain of 7 to bring up 3rd and 3. Let's just say it was that. I think that might have been what it was. Some younger guys getting some time early on.
And we definitely didn't expect it, but I kind of like the call. Get the freshman jitters out of the way early. Get them out at the start of this jamboree so you're not putting them in later and they're nervous in week 2 or late in this game. You let them get out early as Brody Myers fakes the run.
Nice RPO action there, sprinting down the far sideline. It's going to be Kobe Love, breaks another tackle inside the 20, inside the 10, eventually wrapped up by the Cloudland safety, Grayson Cole. What an excellent catch and run there by the sophomore, Kobe Love.
Yeah, Kobe Love, a player that broke out last year that I was really high on. I know it was a player that I looked to talk about a lot last year. I believe he played on the defensive side a lot last year as a young guy getting those reps, and here he is on the offensive side making good of his time.
A 60-yard catch and run on the RPO bubble screen. Braden Greene gets his first carry here in this second quarter of the Jamboree. Gets tackled off the left tackle for a loss, and this will bring up 1st and goal now from the Cloudland 11. How about that? We were asking, coming into this quarter, literally just asking who was going to fill the role that Dom Atchison and Dom Honland had. Those 50 receptions that set a school record in a single season, they have to be distributed elsewhere. It might not be all for one guy, but Kobe Love's certainly going to be in that mix here this season. A shotgun snap, a pulling guard as Myers rolls to the right. He's got a man on the front of the end zone. It's Kipton Ball, the slot receiver. Myers the ball, touchdown Black Knights. And Chuckey-Doak leads 6-0. Didn't have that on my bingo card here tonight with Brody Myers taking the first snaps here on the first offensive drive and finding Kipton Ball in the end zone for 6.
Yeah, that was not in the script that you would expect, but you saw Brody Meyer with the deep ball in the skills challenge. You didn't see a deep ball here, but you saw 2 very accurate passes that ultimately led him to the end zone. Brody looking very composed in the pocket, just as Kipton did just a year ago.
That was, shocking. I was at a loss of words at the start of the drive, but it ends up working out pretty well for the Black Knights here. Just under 2.5 minutes, that first drive took off the clock as they will line up to attempt the point after. This is a team, as we learned from that longest field goal competition, that can kick the field goals this season. And it looks like we'll have an illegal formation. Too many men on the field, perhaps, for Chuckey-Doak.
I believe it was a illegal substitution. Again, could attest just being too many men on the field.
Yeah, I think there was 12. They just sent one off. Now we got 11. Braxton Lowe is going to be your holder for Chuckey-Doak. I think Braden Greene's your long snapper. Another surprise. Don't see it very often coming from the start and run it back, but Mikey Carricker will line up to attempt the point after, and it is towed. Shortened to the right, no good. Chuckey-Doak scores, won't convert. They take a 6-0 lead over the Highlanders as they draw first blood.
Your project needs power. Williams Electric Supply has it all. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Our knowledgeable staff can help you with every wire, cable, switch, and electrical need. No one does electrical better. Williams Electric Supply. Your home needs lighting. Williams Electric Supply has it all. A showroom full of ideas for lighting your home for comfort. Find us in Bristol, Greenville, Johnson City, and Kingsport for unique lighting and every perfect light fixture. No one does lighting better. Williams Electric Supply.
Hello and welcome back as we jump headlong into this fall sports season, which is wonderful, which has been patiently waited for, which has been enjoyed here in this Jamboree as we start this 2026 season of our coverage of it. Chuckey-Doak scoring on their first drive. Chris Sauceman, Derek Charlton, Matthew Palazzo saying hello again. Kobe Love with a 60-yard touchdown, or no, not the touchdown, but the catch and run to set up the 11-yard touchdown pass from Brody Myers to Kipton Ball. Now, a lot of people will expect it to be saying the opposite, Ball to Myers, but a little mix-up there on the first offensive drive by the Black Knights. The first carry of the day for the Highlanders goes to the junior running back Gavin Shell. Remember how much of a menace he was in that game against North Greene last year? A game that saw over 100 points. Gavin Shell, I remember, had so many of those touchdowns, and he's back for another year, +1 for Cloudland.
He was a dog, but I want to go back as we get a face mask from Brody Meyer on the defensive end. But we talk about we weren't ready for that Chuckey-Doak offense of surprising you. But you know what? They surprised us last year in their first 3 wins. They're surprising us this year with a beautiful first drive down the field. Really excited to see what this defense, seeing Brody Meyer playing that outside linebacker spot on the defensive end.
Cloudland going to line up in the Wildcat, taking the direct snap. Grayson Cole off the left tackle, launches himself into a body of Black Knight defenders, eventually wrapped up and taken down by Marcus Britt, the guy we were super high on last year. Chris comes back, just a sophomore. Also learned, by the way, he's got an older brother of 11 months. They're in the same grade, by the way. Jaden, he's the backup quarterback. But getting to talk to those two at media day was pretty interesting. Not every day you see a couple of siblings 11 months apart. I think they call it Irish twins.
It is a very unseen sight, but to see them both on the same football team getting to play is a sweet moment.
2nd and 6 for the Highlanders. Quarterback back in the game. Quick screen pass to the left. It's caught by Landon Barnett, the senior wideout, who lunges forward to the orange marker just shy of the line to gain.
And a shoestring tackle there by Kobe Love, somebody who's already made his presence known on the offensive end. Didn't really get in a spot for a textbook tackle, but was able to get that ankle and get him down to keep him from extra yardage.
You know, all the talk about losing the production at wideout, for me, it was more so the question of secondary, which proved to be a little bit of a problem for Chuckey-Doak down the stretch, facing offenses like Gatlinburg-Pittman, like Greene County last season. Coming back, though, you return a lot in that back half. The region underclassmen of the year in Braxton Lowe, Kobe Love, Skylar Davis at corner, and then you got guys who are all across that secondary who should come in and make some pretty big impacts. A guy that's been brought up to us, the freshman Braylon Fox, who should have a big year in Afton this year.
I do see them having a big year as Marcus Britt just split right through the gap. Gave up a yard, I believe, for the first down, but got the tackle. As you talked about, it's going to be a big name. Skylar Davis, somebody who we saw kind of have a breakout year at that secondary position. Love to see him grow, see what he's done from this offseason. He looks bigger than he did last year. Seen him hit the weight room a little bit. So really looking forward to that defense as a whole.
I think the unequivocal strength is going to be at linebacker, right? You return Marcus Britt, Braden Greene, who are going to blitz here on first down. Good sprint out to the right by the quarterback of Cloudland, Parker
And Marcus
Shell.
Britt's there.
And he slides just near the boundary line, watched by Avery Parkey, And Parkey's another one of those names that Coach Kaler has thrown out to us, just a sophomore alongside of Marcus Britt, but he's expecting him to make a really big impact here in his second season, not only on defense but on offense as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a key piece, somebody that we kind of got to talk about a little bit last year, but now that the guys from last year have left, you've got to step up and really fill in. I think him, Marcus Britt, Braden Greene, they're going to do a great job.
A counter play to the left side here. Gavin Shell on the carry. And this is the Cloudland Highlander attack, right? It's going to be slow. It's going to be methodical. Not unlike the Hampton attack that we're used to. Certainly didn't see that type of attack in the first quarter with the amount that they scored. If you're just now tuning in, Hampton defeating West Greene in that first quarter 32-0. And here in the second quarter, Chuckey-Doak getting on the board thanks to a 11-yard touchdown pass from Brody Myers to Kipton Ball. Set up, of course, by that 6-yard reception from Kobe Love. They'll relay the play in for the Highlanders there. And this is a Cloudland team, too, playing in that same region as Hampton. Just strictly eye test, looking better, I think, than a season ago. Drop back pass here on third down. He'll look deep and defended by Skylar Davis. That ball is out of play. Not a chance to be caught, but still good coverage by the sophomore corner.
Yeah, great defense there by Skylar Davis. And something I kind of just thought about, I think you're going to look to your linebackers a little more. You lose the Gustavo Alvarez from last year, who was a very big part of that front defensive line. And so if the run's going to get through that defensive line, your linebackers are going to have to be ready. I think Marcus Britt's going to play a big role in coming from the middle of the field, bringing that pressure. You're going to see him back there a lot. As we've already seen, he's already had 3 tackles in 6 plays.
Such a good point. Not only do you lose Alvarez, you also lose Parker McMurray, who transferred just a few weeks ago. Drop back pass again here on 4th and medium. Excellent pressure, and that's a new name in the fold this season to keep an eye out for. Good hurry there by Anthony Johnson, the senior D-end. Hey, maybe things will be all right in the trenches this year for the Black Knights. Turnover on downs for the Highlanders as Chuckey-Doak will send its offense out on the field for a second time.
Yeah, I definitely think that Billy Kaler has the trust in that defensive line. I think it attests that you can't always put everything into one person because you never know what happens, especially in the new world of football across all ages now of the transferring and people moving around. Yeah, really, and you see those breakouts as a freshman go to a big school like Greenville in Gustavo Alvarez. So you've got to trust the guys to be ready.
Kipton Ball back in at quarterback for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights. Balance set formationally. Quick screen pass to the left side. It's caught and taken forward for a gain of about 4 on the play. Reeling that one in was number 12, which we do not have on our roster here. I'm guessing that's Braylon Fox, though. Might have just been a number change there before the game. So we'll say Fox for now on the 3-yard catch and run to bring up 2nd and 7 from the Black Knight 42.
Eaten up by the Highlanders. Junior, number 11, Gavin Shell, there for the tackle.
A couple tight ends in the formation for Chuckey-Doak here. They'll run the
Marcus Britt. 2
pullers there to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Good plunge there by Britt to make it 3rd and short from just past the 45. Appreciate our audience here tonight tuning in. Have not seen these numbers probably since last football season. Over 100 live viewers on our Facebook alone. That's just on Green Sports Zone as well. We couldn't be more thrilled to start our 2026 season with you high atop Rebel Hill. Thanks for tuning in. On a dive play to the right side, inside the tackle, it's Marcus Britt pinballing after a couple of broken tackles. Puts his head on the 45-yard line. That's that toughness that you were referring to, and that's that maturity that you see in the sophomore running back.
Yeah, he's really going to put everything out there. You see Kipton Ball back there as their signal caller, kind of leading that team. But, yeah, this team's very tough. They're really physical, and sometimes people look at them as small and young, but they come with a fire in their heart.
A lot more 11, 12 personnel here this drive for Chuckey-Doak as they'll run the play action to the right side. Good connection. Kipton Ball to Braxton Lowe. 10 yards right on that 35-yard line where the spot will be. They'll give him the line they'll give him the line, the distance needed, that is, and they will move the chains. Something I talked about with Derek last week, Chris. Got to get into that football thesaurus before this next week, before it becomes official. I just got to brush up on some terminology, some phraseology.
Oh, yeah, I'm the same way. Coming from a basketball official into the football season, you got a whole new mindset.
Knights run power inside here and tucked inside the 30-yard line after a positive game. That will be Zayden Shockey. Shockey, a freshman who we saw at Chuckey-Doak Middle last season. Coach Kaler said he's going to be in that four-man mix at running back, going to get some carries, going to get some reps at linebacker as well after a positive gain there on first down, brings up 2nd and 4.
You just talk about how exciting it is to be at the Jamboree. Typically we sit, Matthew. We have stood almost this whole entire stream just so excited to watch football again in the hills of East Tennessee.
A power run for Chuckey-Doak as Parkey takes it this time. Pass and inside the 25. Something Coach Kaler talked about was having so many backs that you're not going to get as many touches for a Greene or a Britt as you might like because you got guys like Parkey and Shockey who are just so talented, right? And we're used to that bell cow back. We're used to a guy like, and I'm going back, kind of dating myself here, but your Tyler Cox, your Juice Montgomery, your Bryce Malones, right? Your Evan Mervins, right? And those are your one-man backs. This year you've got 3 or 4 of them in Hampton, and that's not something that you can say that you've had very often in program history. Excellent play in the backfield there by none other than Gavin Shell. Going to be a problem on Roan Mountain this season. Region 1 Single A will have him to look forward to for at least another year afterwards as well.
Yeah, definitely eating up there, but your point, going back to the multiple running backs, I think it keeps guys healthier. You're not having to feed somebody 25 carries and come the fourth quarter, they're just wore out. You're having to force yourself into the passing game. You keep it fresh. You keep the defense on their toes with the run and the pass.
Kipton Ball out of shotgun here. Highlanders bring pressure. A slant pass thrown and connected on. It's Mason Henderson. Past the line to gain inside the 15-yard line. Mason Henderson, who took a year hiatus off of football last year, was sorely missed and is welcomed back with open arms. He's going to be in the fold at receiver this year for Chuckey-Doak as well. That's that timing. That's that anticipation that you needed Kipton Ball to have at times last year. What a job delivering that well-timed ball there.
Yeah, definitely seen a ton of improvement from the offseason, and he looks more posed than he did last year.
So 2 tight ends in the set here. RPO action. Skylar
What
Davis.
A catch.
How do you do? What a catch by Skylar Davis. A touchdown from 12 yards out, and the Knights take a 2-score lead.
Skylar Davis with the freshman defender on him. Got him a little stumbled with the stutter step. Kipton throws a perfect ball just past the defender. Skylar Davis with the connection. They're in for another 6 points.
The second passing touchdown of this quarter for Chuckey-Doak. Did you see the oddity of that play? The ball was thrown. Davis had broke it off like a little hitch play. It was thrown past the defensive back, and Davis readjusts on the fly, as we'll see Henderson attempt the point after. It is wide right, and we'll go to break. Chuckey-Doak takes a 2-touchdown lead, 12-0 here in the second quarter of our Jamboree.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Spider-Man, the topic of conversation in the break, it's about what Skylar Davis looked like on that touchdown catch. You got a little bit over 45 seconds to go in this second quarter, a offensive attack that has just been a well-oiled machine, Chris. As we've looked, they've passed the ball, they've moved the ball extremely well in both facets of the game. Cloudland here with their second offensive drive. I've really liked what I've seen from these Chuckey-Doak Black Knights here, as Cloudland has trouble with the snap. The ball is free in the backfield as a swarm of black hats covered up by white Guardian caps. That'll get some taking used to saying, but so we'll call them black hats for now. Pursue the football. It'll be 2nd and 12 upcoming here for the Highlanders.
Definitely some miscommunication there in that snap. But, Matthew, week 0, the sunset is going down in the end zone. Rebel Hill has a beautiful sight of the mountains here. What a time to be at a football game.
What a time to be alive as well. Direct snap, Grayson Cole, the Wildcat run to the right, tackled out of bounds by Mason Henderson. It's a very positive run there by Cloudland's Grayson Cole. Covers 15 yards, and it moves the chains. Cloudland had that turnover on downs the first drive. Out of bounds here. The clock will stop at 2.3 seconds. We got a lot to talk about here in between this second and third quarter, and it's a lot of good coming from this Chuckey-Doak football team.
As we've seen, like you just talked about, a lot of good, a lot of promising looks to open their season. As they play a tough North Greene team early in the season, that'll be a big test for them, and they've proved that they can prove themselves in that game.
Drop back pass here and a half roll by Parker Shell. He's looking deep over the middle, and the pass is caught. What a grab there by the senior wideout, Grayson Cole. That will end our quarter after the catch and completion covers 28 yards. That'll be a good feather in the cap for Cloudland to end their night on. But, hey, we're all tied up after 2 quarters of play. Carter County won, Greene County won after Chuckey-Doak takes quarter number 2 by a score of 12-0. Coming up, our third quarter of action, it's South Greene, it's Unaka. Our Friday night lights will continue after this as you listen and watch the Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman-Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman-Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has been serving the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet fixes to major plumbing repiping, we have the expertise to get it done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect fit. Our technicians stand behind their work and leave your space spotless. Need a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Tusculum Body Shop has been serving Greene County since 1963, making them the area's oldest collision repair facility. As a local owned and operated business, they combine more than 100 years of experience with the latest repair technology and techniques to restore your vehicle with care and precision. Every repair is backed by limited lifetime warranty, and they work with all insurance companies as well as self-pay methods. Conveniently located at 392 South Roof Taylor Road between Highway 11E and Old Owner Highway in Greenville. Tusculum Body Shop is your trusted choice for quality collision.
Chuckey-Doak takes quarter number 2 over the Cloudland Highlanders. 12-0. That was our score as Greene County and Carter County continue this 3-game set on a Friday night jamboree to precede our Week 1 festivities a week from today. Chris, a week from today will be on the Tundra, our Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. To kick off the season, it's Chuckey-Doak as they travel to North Greene. Let's unpack that game, that quarter that we just saw from Chuckey-Doak, and what a quarter it was. So many storylines around this team entering the Jamboree and, of course, the season as well. What you like about that Black Knights squad?
Yeah, first off, I like that they come out, they shock us. They put the freshman Brody Myers in as the signal caller early on. A lot of questionable faces there. They score in, I believe, 3 plays. And then Kipton Ball comes back in. He marches down the field. So both of your quarterbacks get a touchdown under their belt. I think they had a lot of offensive firepower. I thought their defense played well. Marcus Britt really stepped up on the defensive end. Skylar Davis with an amazing catch for their second touchdown. All around, I thought they did really well. I think there's some minor details that they can clean up, but that's what the Jamboree's for, is to see those minor mistakes that they can clean up in an easy fix before they head to the Tundra next week.
You see that beautiful sunset on your screen here as we have the waning hours of daylight here from Rebel Hill. Derek, a team that you were looking forward to seeing entering that quarter, what did you like from what you saw?
I liked a lot of trickery. You know, we saw, like you guys just mentioned, that Brody Myers came out immediately and started quarterback and really threw it past the Kipton Ball, which was not in any of our playbooks. I don't think any of us thought that.
No, not at all.
But now that kind of shows the versatility that Chuckey-Doak's offense has. They can throw a ton of different looks at you, and you really have no idea what you're going to see week from week. And also I liked how some of the young guys from the wide receiver position stepped up, because I talked about that pregame. You know, Dom Atkinson, Dom Holland, they're both gone. So who's going to be the wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2? Who's going to be that fail-safe when no one else is there to really give Kipton Ball an option? We saw 3 different guys, and Skylar Davis made a pretty good catch down there to score that last touchdown they got. So overall, Chuckey-Doak's offense looks like they're in mid-season form here in week 0.
Here we go into quarter number 3, South Greene and Unaka. Unaka, some improvements in the offseason, but one of the state's worst statistical teams last year. Of course, we were at the Tundra there in that Week 11 game when we saw that unfold. South Greene, one of 2A's best, as luck would have it. So you got 2 opposite ends of the spectrum here, but it's a South Greene team who gets bounced in that second round by perennial powerhouse Marion County, and they lose their all-state quarterback Nash Rader. The positive, Chris, is that you return 2 all-state caliber running backs in Trip Neese and Trent Haynes. So a lot still to look forward to this season with a young quarterback in Dawson Ripley as your starting quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. I think you come in with a young quarterback, you lose your quarterback from last year, but I think it takes the pressure off that you have a guy like Trip Neese in the backfield right next to you, blocking for you, running routes for you. Trip can do it all, and you see him in the new number here tonight in the 0. What a leader he is, and I think that's going to take a lot of pressure off the young quarterback.
Agent 0, we get our first look at the new Trip Neese, and the first carry of the quarter goes to Trip. He's got a first down and more as he trucks a couple defenders, gets slung past the 45-yard line. Hey, what a way to start your new tenure off in your new number. Chris, we got a couple of guests here. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give Kipton, we're going to give Braden the headsets. Coach, we're going to give you a mic as well, and I'm going to talk on this microphone here. We got a couple of guests to our broadcast here as we enter this third quarter. South Greene driving as we begin this third quarter of action. Here, Kipton, you take that one. I'm going to hand this off to Braden.
Coach, I'll kind of just use this one to go back and forth. You can come in a little closer, too, if you can. Move those chairs out your way. Hey, what a treat. Guys, big outing there in that second quarter. Jamboree, though. I mean, how cool is this? We're playing football again. Kipton?
I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. Football season's right around the corner for the first game, and all the excitement's just up. And it's crazy.
Braden, how'd that feel to finally get out there and hit somebody in an opposite colored jersey?
It was great. It was great. I missed it a lot. I think we all did. We all definitely made the most of it.
Coach, I felt like everything you'd been telling me these last few months just came to fruition before our eyes. Like all those guys that you said, hey, look out for him, look out for him. Everybody was making plays. What you like from your team there in that quarter?
I mean, it's exactly what we wanted out of the day. You know, I thought we were pretty physical. Obviously, we probably got some things we can work on tape, but for the most part, our execution was pretty good. Our operation was pretty good. We played hard, played physical, and made some plays, so I'm proud of them.
Visiting with Black Knight head coach Billy Kaler, starting quarterback Kipton Ball, and Braden Greene. Kipton did not start the game at quarterback, though. I guess a twofold question for you, Kipton, as we see Trent Haynes make a play there. Had you ever caught a touchdown pass before today, and was that in the cards coming into today?
No, that was amazing. That was my first one. Coach told me, like, while we were warming up, he's like, hey, if we get first down, you're going in slot. And first pass play, I caught one. That was amazing.
Braden, we'd been circling you and Marcus kind of to lay the hammer at that middle linebacker position entering this season, and it seemed like you two were just the anchors of that defensive front seven. And just from a captain as a leader standpoint, just what did that effort take tonight defensively to shut out your opponents?
It takes tremendous effort every night. You got to keep everybody in their spots and get everybody where they need to be. But honestly, we just all work together so well as a team that it doesn't really take that much work from us to keep everybody going. We just get out there, do our thing, and so does everybody else.
Coach, I know it's still a rehearsal per se, right? You're not counting wins and losses after tonight, but I know we're going to be pleased after an effort like that. Still a lot of time before we kick things off next week against North Greene. What still needs to get buttoned up, I guess, some improvements that you think need to still be made?
I mean, we can always improve our operation and, getting plays in and out, things of that nature, making sure we're making the right adjustments defensively. And then, special teams always can get cleaned up early in the year, things like that. So we've got, I think, a good base to start with. We need to continue to improve this season.
All right, that's all. Thanks, guys, so much. Hey, congrats. Good job tonight. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
And we'll have them game of the week, week 1. So appreciate the time here tonight, guys.
All right,
tremendous job again.
Thank you.
A little different setup here. Again, just trying to – oh, you're okay. Yeah, just trying to do some unique things here during the Jamboree. So just got done talking with Black Knight running back Braden Greene, Black Knight quarterback Kipton Ball, and, of course, Black Knight head coach Billy Kaler. Meanwhile, Chris, as you join the broadcast again, we've been driving down the field. South Greene puts it in for 6, and they lead it 6-0. We'll talk a little bit about it here. What'd you see from the Rebels that drive, and then we'll talk about what we just heard from Coach and those two players.
Yeah, I think they looked really confident. I think Trip Neese made it very well known that we're going to get the football, we're going to move down the field. We don't want to go backwards. We're only looking to go forward, and that's what they did. Had one penalty, then the defense had a penalty that moved them down. But they looked really good. They looked confident, and like you said, that might come to Unaka was statistically one of the worst teams last year. You're playing I hate to say it, but a weaker opponent. You come off South Greene, who's a very strong 2A opponent and team. They come out firing. Trip Neese, first play of the game, breaks 5 tackles, takes the 5th guy to finally take him down. And I think that set the tone for the game. So a lot of promise from the South Greene Rebels here early on as they score in 2 minutes and 14 seconds.
It was a brief meeting there with Coach, but trying to do some new things, coming to this season. Want to hear from more coaches, more players heading into 2026, but really liked what we heard right from Kipton, from Braden. Kipton finds out right before they start that drive, hey, you're going to be a receiver here. We're going to throw you a touchdown pass as Brody Myers started that drive for Chuckey-Doak. Now, Kipton would catch a touchdown. He'd also throw for one in that ensuing drive. And then just what Coach Kaler said, right? A lot to like from your team here tonight, and Unaka just converts in a big-time way. A 29-yard reception. What a dart there thrown by the quarterback in the white and silver here tonight as we flip our roster. That's Ben Shutko completing the pass to the junior wideout Asher Dunn.
Yeah, you go back. We just talked about, I feel like the story of Chuckey-Doak from last year, my first year getting to cover them into this year, is they're a team that just comes with surprises. Last year they surprised us starting 3-0. This year they surprised with a freshman. Billy Kaler surprises his own guy that, hey, if we get close to the end zone and a first down, we're going to put you in at slot. So he shocks his own guys just as much as he does his fans. As Ashton Fuller gets a breakaway, he's going to go all the way.
He's going to go all the way. One man to beat, and Unaka, 2 plays in with 8:38 on the clock, will tie things up here in our third and final quarter. So much for being one of the worst teams in the state. They're making us eat crow on top of this South Greene press box. Ashton Fuller, after that Ashton Dunn catch and run from 35 yards out there on the tunnel screen, makes it 6-6. Rangers tie it up.
Talked about West Greene in the first game, how they had a struggle, and the whole point is to forget about it and move to this year. Unaka's doing that. Forget about the stats. Forget about what everybody's talking about. We're going to come play our football. We might be a small team. You look, they have a small roster on the sideline, but they've shown a lot of heart here in just a minute of football.
Yeah, a roster with just 17, 18 players here healthy tonight as they convert on the 2-point conversion. Chris, Unaka's got the lead, and we're headed to break. 8:38 left to go. Rangers lead by 2.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hardworking equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Hello and welcome back from South Greene High School as Unaka scores on a 35-yard touchdown reception from Ashton Fuller. Pass thrown by TJ Parento, the senior at quarterback. And South Greene finds themselves trailing now, and something to watch, Chris, as we saw firsthand last year at the Jamboree. Sean Jones is notorious for just going one drive, and that's all for his starters. But Tripp needs to going to start the second drive off with a positive yardage carry, falling forward for a gain of 4.
Yeah, Unaka shocks all the fans a little bit, the way they move the ball, and, kind of shocks South Greene. They're going to come out, they're going to fire. You see Tripp Neese, he gets the ball, he sees a defender, he puts his head down, and he's going to run through him. That's Tripp Neese's mindset. I'm only going to go forward. And that just shows the leader mentality that he has for this South Greene Rebels.
South Greene, how about taking the air out of the home crowd, Chris, as that touchdown by Unaka really quieted the place a little bit. Tripp Neese looking to inject some life back into the crowd, and it doesn't take very long. You watch this kid play, you watch this kid run, he just moves, he carries himself completely different than anybody else on the field.
Yeah, he looks like a whole different person. He looks like a grown man out there. He hits the weight room. I think even mentally, he just presents himself at a higher level than most high school football players.
Apparently, to Tripp's own words, just 15 years old, and also a fan of turtlenecks. Dawson Ripley, the new sophomore quarterback with a halfback draw here. Tripp going to fall forward for a gain of 2. I think something we talked about last year, Chris. You don't see a lot of negative yardage plays coming from Tripp Neese. He's always falling forward. He's always got that forward lean, and it makes it really hard for a defense to stop a team who's just consistently moving forward.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think Tripp prides himself in, and, you don't want to go backwards, only moving forward. Wouldn't be shocked to see them go back to Tripp here. Looks like Unaka's tightened the box a little bit.
Nice little screen pass there at the bottom of your screen to Trent Haynes, who's got some space. Maneuvering in and out of Ranger defenders, tackled inside the 25. Trent Haynes, a name to watch coming into 2026 with an excellent pickup there of 29 yards.
Unaka having to jump on his back to get him tackled there just shows how physical this South Greene team is. It's not going to be easy to take them down this year.
So that will move the chains in a big-time way. South Greene knocking on the door to the red zone with just 6 minutes left here in this third and final quarter of our Greene at Carter County Jamboree. Simon Holt out of the pistol. The snap low. He'll turn off. It's a stretch play for Tripp Neese as he bounces around a few tackles before being brought down by Shutko inside the 15.
I know it's illegal in high school to have a camera on the helmet, but I would love to see what it looks like for Tripp Neese to run right at me.
I'd imagine it'd look about the same as you put on one of those bulls in Madrid for that running of the bulls. It's probably pretty similar. Also pretty good at reading the field, maneuvering in and out, stiff arms the defender a couple of yards in the end zone. How about a Tripp Neese punches it in from 15 yards out. Touchdown South Greene. The Rebels take the lead right back.
If I had to pick a comparison for Tripp Neese, it would be LSU Leonard Fournette.
Yes, that's a perfect comparison.
That is who he is. He's going to run through you. He's not afraid of contact, and he's got a lot of speed on him for who he is.
Former 29, new 29 Sammy Jones will attempt the kick, but former 29 Tripp Neese, now 0, makes it 12-8 Rebels. We'll take a break. Over 4 minutes left to go in this one. What a Friday night it's been.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
13-8 South Greene after the PAT try is successful. Trip Neese punches it in from 15 yards out. Hey, shout out Coach Tollig. Big listening contingent from Carter County here tonight. Appreciate those. Our neighbors. We can treat them in a neighborly fashion, can't we? It's tied up 1-1. Greene County's looking to get out of here with a win on a Friday night. We'll see if this Rebel defense can bow their backs after allowing a touchdown the last time they were out on the field. Parenteau at quarterback in the I formation under center. Fullback dive, and there's a massive bodies right there at the middle and a push forward for a gain of 5. I've really liked how this Unaka team has looked. A team that really looked bad, to be quite frank, there in Week 11 last season. They've come back, especially up front. They've handled their own, especially that offensive defensive line, not to mention the 2 big plays by Asher Dunn and Ashton Fuller.
Yes, Unaka's bringing another football on the field. I believe they were using South Greene's football.
Well, hey, I'd certainly want a change as well if I was South Greene. Yeah, I'm not sure. That was a very odd transaction there. But we got the new ball on the field. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming. Something Unaka's been doing, they've been switching quarterbacks in and out quite a bit. Jacob Carrier, the sophomore, will take the snap this time around. 2 tight ends set for the Rangers. Spin out to the right. It's Carrier looking downfield. It's up, and it is intercepted by Simon Burns.
Out of bounds.
They say he just stepped down. I thought he might have just snuck a foot in there. But Simon Burns, a potential breakout this season, the senior at DB, with a very athletic play, just a few inches outside the white lines.
It's definitely a tough play to stay in bounds there. You're already kind of jumping and your body weight shifting out of bounds, but still a great catch, a great positioning for the Rebel defender as Unaka is back on the 35-yard line for a 3rd and 5. Very manageable, and personally, if you get a couple yards, it's 4th down territory.
So under 3 minutes to go. 3rd and medium upcoming for the Unaka Rangers. Some fans starting to file out, but what a night it's been here from high atop Rebel Hill and South Greene High School. Plenty of football to be played here throughout this regular season. This is just a trial run for us. It's a trial run for everyone involved, the players, the officials, and even a couple of the officials working the game, the clock operators, the PA announcers, everybody involved. A big dress out for everyone across the board. Always a good time of the year, the high school jamboree, with the regular season a week away.
As Ashton Fuller was open in the field towards the sideline, just missed the pass there. Unaka with a 4th down opportunity. They're going to stay on the field and go for it. As we talked about earlier, it's in the jamboree. No really need to get your special teams out, especially in the jamboree. The referee's going to call it dead early on anyway. You might as well go for it. See how your team plays in these 4th down opportunities.
A 5-out set here for Unaka. They send trips out to the left. 4 down defensive lineman for South Greene as the Rangers look to air it out, and it's an interception. South Greene gets a big takeaway. The sophomore Jackson Taylor is looking for 6, and he's got it. Jackson Taylor.
1.
Pick 6. How do you do?
Touchdown, Rebels.
There is an injured player down near the 50-yard line. But how about that for a name we didn't expect to call here tonight? Jackson Taylor, just a sophomore at safety there with a big-time play on defense and 6 to show for it.
You know, wasn't necessarily the best ball thrown, but Taylor gets in position. He's behind the receiver, steps in front, and gets the ball, misses a defender. Beautiful tackling by the Rebels there and being able to take it all the way. A moment I know he will remember this season.
We'll keep it right here as the injured Ranger is being led up as we speak to Jacob Schaefer, the sophomore DB, as he is being helped off the field by the Unaka athletic training staff. The Rebels will attempt the point after. Number 0 holding for number 29. How fitting, as we have Sammy Jones set to put this one through. 19-8, not a very common score that we see every day. As we await the labored Ranger to walk off the field. Start time pushed back due to that wreck on a 107, I believe. Prevented Cloudland and Hampton from getting here on time, but pushes back. But it did not knock us off of schedule. 2:17 to go in this one. We're just about done with a fantastic Friday night. South Greene takes the lead, 20-8 over Unaka.
Hey folks, it's Gateway Ford in Greenville. Right now, everyone gets Ford employee pricing. The same deal Ford employees get. No games, no negotiation. Save maximum green in Greenville today at Gateway Ford on Highway 11 East or at gatewayfordgreenville.com. Save some green in Greenville at Gateway Nissan, carrying on a 55-year tradition of doing business your way. Save thousands on Sentra, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Take the short drive to Gateway Nissan in Greenville or online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Well, 20-8, South Greene takes the lead back over Unaka. I want to give a big shout out to our viewing audience here tonight. Over 5,500 views across the Radio Greenville and Green Sports Zone Facebook page, live streams, not to mention the hundreds of views on our YouTube page as well. We're back. We're better than ever. We're bigger than ever this season. Just a reminder, fans, Green Sports Zone, it's your one-stop shop. It's your home for everything sports in Greenville and Greene County. So from live broadcast stories, photo galleries, video highlights, and so much more, you can check us out on the World Wide Web at greensportszone.com or at Green Sports Zone wherever you do social media. Good play there by the Rebel defense, invoking a flag there late. It's a hold from the Unaka offensive line. Chris, have loved the reaction that we've gotten so far for this first Jamboree. I can only imagine what that means for the rest of this football season. It only continues to build and build my excitement for what's to come these next 10 weeks.
Yeah, I have loved to be out here up. What a spot to start atop Rebel Hill, a beautiful view, beautifully cut grass by Sean Jones and his team.
And his new mower.
Yeah, it couldn't be a more perfect start. And, you know, just to bank off what you said, a thank you to all our viewers. We do it for the viewers. We do it for people to see that can't be here and to be able to broadcast it for them. And so for me, I say thank you to all the viewers that tuned in tonight.
Drop back to pass for Unaka. It is intended for Asher Dunn, and it is incomplete. And kind of to that point, you would not imagine, we've been doing these middle school games recently, and just for those games alone, the amount of family members and moms, dads have come up to us and said, hey, thank you for covering this game. I wouldn't have been able to see it had you all not been able to live stream it. And that means a lot. It kind of reminds you, like, hey, you're doing a good service. You're doing a good job for those who can't make it to the game as well, which really just makes you feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I love to help others out in ways that I can, and this is one way I get to do it and still watch sports of, you know, I test with you, you know, we've grown up in sports in our whole life, and getting able to give back to the sports community is really amazing opportunity.
Quick screen here. The ball bobbled out, but eventually corralled back in by Ashton Fuller as he'll step out of bounds before he get back to the 25-yard line. A night full of Greene County's best on the gridiron, as we've seen our brightest stars being forecast before our very eyes and thrust center stage as we begin this new football season. Could not be more excited, as we'll also get to see some younger guys sprinkled in here at the tail end of this quarter with just under 1:15 left to play in this final quarter.
You're getting to see your last few reps before it gets real. You know, it is real football out here, but the real Friday nights comes next week, week 1. Can't be more excited for us to get to take the trip to the Tundra next week and see that fun Chuckey-Doak team, which we just saw beat Cloudland 12-0 as we await the snap.
Twins to the right, man in motion. A sprint out to the left by Jacob Carrier. Watched by a Rebel defender, and he'll throw another pick. Interception, Jaden Eastep. House call for a second time in a row. South Greene with 3 straight unanswered touchdowns. They will take a 26-8 lead with just a minute remaining in our Jamboree.
Well, the most balanced scoring team, I guess you could say. 2 from the offense, 2 from the defense.
Never a doubt. Though they trailed 8-6, the South Greene Rebels with a touchdown. Was it a pass to Trent Haynes, or was that a rush? No. It was a 15-yard touchdown run by Tripp. A pick 6 by Jackson Taylor, now a pick 6 by Jaden Eastep. You've scored in almost every way that you can, and that's good to see. A defense who gives up a couple of big plays early, kind of bounce back and end up outscoring Unaka on their own here. Sammy Jones takes the mishandled snap on the point after, and it will be no good. We'll take a break. South Greene strikes again, 26-8, all but done here in the Greene County, Carter County Jamboree.
Here at Smoothie King, we're ready to help you roll the day. Our smoothie specialists get you exactly what you need to get you moving. Every smoothie is made fresh right in front of you. Real fruit, real fuel, no shortcuts. And it's not just smoothies. From signature toast to loaded bowls, there's a menu built to keep up with you. Whatever your day calls for, Smoothie King has it, and the value to match, right here in Greenville.
Special thanks to our new to the fold Smoothie King, rule of the day. New on board this fall here, Chris. New to Greenville.
I like
new
a
to
good
our broadcast
smoothie.
as well. Yeah, they've been doing a ton of stuff in our community as well, sponsoring some Tusculum events as well as some community outreach events. So go pay them a visit next time you're wanting a smoothie. I know I sure will. I mean, I'm very excited. They've joined our increasing list.
One man to beat.
Partners here this year, heading into the fall season. I've really liked what I've seen from Ashton Fuller here today. Had that 35-yard touchdown catch and run earlier today. He will scamper out of bounds after the gain of, call it 19 yards on another reception, his second of the day.
And a smart play by Fuller. You get the big gain. You're in the Jamboree. You just walk out of bounds. You could put your head down to the Rebel defender, but no need to get hurt here. You're maybe not a Tripp Neese mentality who doesn't matter where we are, what we're playing, I'm going to put my head down and run forward. You get the big gain, and you get out of bounds for a first down.
Just 41 seconds left to play here in the Jamboree. Draw play here for the running back in Ben Chutko as he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage for a neutral gain. Clock continues to roll, likely the last play that we'll see here today as the Rangers scramble back out there offensively. A lot to talk about from all 3 of our county schools. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have our condensed version of our post-game show and talk you through what you need to expect heading into week 1 of the regular season next week. Couple seconds left. A fumbled snap here as Carrier gets back to it, fires over the middle. Pass is incomplete, dropped out of the hands of Ben Chutko. And that will bring an end to our 2026 Jamboree. A flag is down behind the quarterback here. And that one will be waved off. That will be all she wrote here. Our first Friday night of many here this season, and what a treat it was. We'll take a break, come back, tell you all about it, how it unfolded with South Greene getting the victory for Greene County in the end. 26-8 as Greene County takes a 2-1 advantage over Carter County here on Friday night.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman-Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyriq, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman-Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has been serving the Tri-Cities with a personal touch. Because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet fixes to major plumbing repiping, we have the expertise to get it done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect fit. Our technicians stand behind their work and leave your space spotless. Need a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
The Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week has been presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Don't let plumbing problems dictate your day. Tommie's Plumbing takes control with expert plumbing solutions. From leak detection, sewer line repairs, and new fixture installations, their team is going to deliver results. So the next time you got a leak, let Tommie's take a peek. 26-8, South Greene knocking off Unaka there in the third quarter of our Jamboree. The second quarter saw Chuckey-Doak outlast Cloudland 12-0. They get the shutout. Hampton delivered, and they looked excellent there in that first quarter, 32-0. They prevailed over West Greene. Yes, it's a Jamboree. Yes, it's not official until next week. Yes, we had a ton of fun. Chris Sauceman, Derek Tarleton, Matthew Palazzo saying hello. Welcome into our post-game show here from First Horizon Green Sports Zone. Guys, as we look forward to this regular season, the Jamboree every year, it's just that event that brings us all together and wakes us back up to the fact that football is here, and football was back here for a Friday night, and it will be, God willing, for the next, let's say 12 to 15 weeks.
Yeah, it's such a fun way to come back, a way to bring football back without being thrown right back into the fire. You get that kind of lighthearted. You talked about earlier a field day. You start with the skills competition. You get a chance to get loose, watch a little fun-friendly non-contact competition, and then you get to go in to these quarters, and you kind of get to throw it all out on the line for 12 minutes, but you don't open your whole playbook up. You try a few new things out, and we saw that from all six teams. Talk about in that first game, Hampton, a team that we see run quite a bit. And they were air raid for a lot of that game and attest to 32 points, the most points we've seen all night, the most points even combined from the first two games from Unaka and Chuckey-Doak. So a lot of firepower from that first game, but I enjoyed being back here atop Rebel Hill.
Derek, we're back. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I don't know about you guys, but I was kind of sitting here as the clock was dwindling down that third quarter, and I was like, man, it's already over. We're officially into the season.
Yeah, I wanted one more quarter.
Yeah, exactly. This is something that, I mean, you really can't put it into words how this feels. It really feels amazing just to be back into the season. Weather's kind of cooled down a little bit as the sun went down. Feels more like football weather. But overall, like Chris said, you had the fun stuff at the beginning, but as soon as that fun stuff ended and the quarter started, it was, they're your enemy. You're going to go after them for 12 minutes. You're going to put it all on the line just for those 12 minutes. Yeah, it's a Jamboree, but still, you want to win for bragging rights.
288 days since we were last broadcasting a live football game. It was right here atop Rebel Hill. 288 days, and now we're here at the cusp of the start of the 2026 season. Let's tell you about where these teams will begin in 2026. West Greene will be at home on Old Big Ridge against the Cosby Eagles Friday, August 21st, 7 o'clock first kick. Chuckey-Doak, they will be on the road against their cross-county rivals, the North Greene Huskies. That game will kick at 7 o'clock from the Tundra. That will be next week's Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Guys, it's a bigger, better slate than last year. This year, stay tuned. Each and every week we'll have our Game of the Weeks really come through. It starts next week from the Tundra, Chuckey-Doak and North Greene. South Greene will get going against Morristown East, Chris Sauceman's alma mater, as they look to avenge last year's season opening loss against the Morristown East Hurricanes on the road at Morristown Hamblin East High School. Of course, Greenville will open the regular season as well next week. They will be at home at Burley Stadium August 21st, 7:30 first kick against Morristown West. So a couple of Hamblin County teams coming into the mix there in that Week 1 picture against our local competition against South Greene, against Greenville. Guys, we're right on the doorstep. One more question for both of you guys tonight. Biggest surprise or biggest takeaway from tonight? You can pick one of the 3 teams in our local coverage.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, my biggest surprise was how Chuckey-Doak came out there and started the game with Brody Myers being the quarterback and then putting your starting quarterback for the season, Kipton Ball, at slot receiver where you know he's going to get hit in a jamboree and still makes the catch. That was my biggest surprise because I don't think anybody was expecting that.
Chris, what'd you like from who best today?
I agree with Derek. I love how Chuckey-Doak kind of switched it up, but my favorite that I kind of waited till the end of the night, I didn't say it early on. I talked about West Greene early on, but I was really looking forward to Trip Neese coming out and just running through people, and we saw that on his second or third run and ran through 5 defenders. He's bringing the power. He's bringing the energy. He's bringing that leadership mentality that South Greene needs, and it's something I've talked about all night, being a leader, being that leadership role, and Trip filled that perfectly. I think Brody Myers stepped up in a great way for the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights. I think West Greene had some promising plays from that spread offense, something that I would say 70% of that team is not used to. They're used to that run heavy. So I liked it all. And maybe that's just coming back week 0 of football and the jamboree and the excitement. But there was fun takeaways from every game.
And, guys, one more question, too. You look at this schedule for week 0. Let's start with just a game that you're looking forward to the most, or maybe that you're circling and got your eye on.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm definitely looking at all the county games, county versus county games, but the one I'm really looking forward to is Chuckey-Doak South Greene. That's always the biggest rivalry. Matthew, you and I both know it, considering we are alumni from Chuckey-Doak. But overall, it's not just black and white like that. To me, it is Chuckey-Doak who come out here in this jamboree and looked a lot better than they did last year. They looked a lot better last year than they did there 2 years ago, but they looked a lot more poised, like Chris said, about Kipton Ball being the quarterback in the pocket, having Brody Myers, being able to throw him around in different spots, seeing Skylar Davis and some of the other young talents on the wide receiver end, and South Greene, obviously they're always going to be a powerhouse for the county teams. Trip Neese, as more the season goes, their quarterback play is going to be much better than what we saw, but also we didn't see much quarterback throwing in this game, considering Trip Neese was just kind of taking over the game. So by far, it's definitely the Chuckey-Doak South Greene game.
Chris, you got an eye on a certain week 1 matchup?
For week 1, I'm honestly excited for the South Greene Morristown East game.
Naturally.
I am, and, Greene County knows Morristown East head coach, Coach Dallas Kirkendall, who was a former Black Knight, so they know a lot about him. But to think last year that Morristown East, a 6A school who is the smallest 6A school in the state, only 1,300 kids, a select pool to pull from to come out on the football field, but South Greene in Rebel Hill last year almost upsets a 6A school, and now they go on the road to a struggling Morristown East team. They lost more people. You lose Caden Archer, who comes in a transfer role. So South Greene, who looked really good tonight, a struggling 6A team. I think South Greene could be kind of put on the map a little bit there. And, I mean, they have a tough schedule this year, but I'm really looking forward to South Greene, what they can do. Looking forward to going to the Tundra, our game next week with Chuckey-Doak at North Greene. Excited to see what North Greene has. We saw a little preview of Chuckey-Doak. And then West Greene playing Cosby. I think that's a great opening matchup for Caleb Slover and his new West Greene Buffaloes to get that offense into a full game. I think the Morristown East South Greene game is my favorite, but I think all 3 have special traits in their own.
High school football regular season is a week away. 7 days away. We'll have kickoff in North Greene, or in Baileyton, Tennessee. The Bachman-Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing features cross-county rivals as we kick off the 2026 campaign. Pre-game will start 6 o'clock local time as we break down the entire region and drive you up to the start with kickoff at 7 o'clock from the Tundra, North Greene, and Chuckey-Doak a week from today. Also next week, Tuesday night, some in-county volleyball action with South Greene and Greenville. Thursday, middle school football continues with Northview and North Greene as soon as we figure out where Northview is located. Hey, we're super excited to start this 2026 season. Special thanks to everyone involved with the broadcast here tonight. For Scott Anthony, his excellent camera angles, his excellent pictures. From our really excellent view, to say the least, high atop here, Rebel Hill. For Tyler Nichols and his pregame efforts, for the behind-the-scenes look at today for a mic'd-up segment from this Jamboree, make sure to head to our YouTube and Facebook pages where he will have a video out shortly in the next couple days as we get a behind-the-scene, a behind-the-curtain look at each three of these local county high school coaches from this Jamboree here tonight. We heard from Braden Greene. We heard from Kipton Ball. We heard also from head coach Billy Kaler. Guys, it's here. It's upon us. We just have to wait 6 more days after tonight. The Pigskin Preview releases tomorrow at 12 noon. Check it out where you can get all the latest and stay up to date with what you need to look out for heading into 2026 with your favorite team in Greenville and Greene County. For our tremendous crew here today in the broadcast booth as well, for Chris Sauceman, for Derek Tarleton, I'm Matthew Palazzo saying so long, good night, and God bless from Rebel Hill.
Tonight's Game of the Week broadcast is presented by Tommie's Plumbing. If you got a leak, let Tommie's take a peek. Our title sponsor, Bachman-Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where they're going to save you money. Tonight's game is also brought to you by CNC Custom Trailers, Casper's Wrecker Service, open 24/7, Gateway Ford, and Gateway Nissan. You just got to get to Gateway. Heritage Community Bank. The Main Brand Hair Company. We wrangle your tangles. Your local Marathon Quick Stop Markets. Run in when you run out. Smoothie King. Rule the day. And by Tusculum Body Shop.